It was like an apocalypse, you know, and it was just, you thought you were dreaming.
911 operator 1698, where's the emergency?
Yes, a plane had just crashed into the Hudson River.
I'm thinking, my God, is this the end? Is this the end? What have I done? What is my life?
It was a perfect day, perfectly blue skies, not a cloud in the sky. It was a beautiful fall day. I couldn't ask for a prettier fall day.
And all of a sudden, as I'm working, you know, doing my little deal outside there, and I'm looking in the window when I'm watching the news, and all of a sudden he says, we just got a report of a small plane that struck one of the towers of the World Trade Centers. Once I saw it, there was no doubt in my mind that we had just been hit with terrorism, because you could see where the fuselage had hit, you could see where the wings had hit, and there's not a pilot in this world that, in his right mind anyway, that would have put a plane into the side of the building like that. And when the second plane hit the second tower, I just looked at my wife and said, I gotta go, because I knew at that point the New York City Fire Department was overwhelmed. Just as we were coming down West Street is when the tower started to come down, and that's where it all really just went real bad. As we got in there, the devastation was just incredible. You know, just it was a mess. Everything was gray, everything was burning. There was cop cars flipped upside down. They were burning. Fire trucks were burning. Fire trucks were crushed. Buildings were just fully involved in fire. Because I knew Terry so well, and I was just trying to retrace what I thought he would be doing. You know, because we kind of thought the same, you know, when it comes to different things like that. You felt compelled to be there. You didn't want to leave. And it got to the point, you know, plenty of days where you were like, you got to get out of here for your own sanity. You got to get out of here. And you'd be driving home, and you'd just turn around, get halfway home, and turn around and go back. That became a big, you know, just wanted to find Terry October 26th. And that was a good thing that we found him, because a lot of what people don't understand is half of those people never found.
They were both, you know, on fire. They were both, you know, huge holes. And that was it. All those people that were coming out got the brunt of it. You know, they really they got caught in that dust clouds. When those towers came down, those were the people making it out. You know, they were just coming through the bridge, and they looked they looked like zombies coming out of there. I mean, they were just covered in dust and coughing. You know, they looked like they'd been through hell. What you see on TV is nothing compared to what it looked like. I mean, it was just, you know, just the whole package. Dust, and it just literally looked like it was snowing for several hours after towers came down. And that was another surreal moment, to see so many people, you know, just coming into Lower Manhattan, where it's generally very noisy and busy and crowded, and a lot of, you know, hustle and bustle, and everybody just going to work, you know, just not talking, just silence, just absolute silence. And picture all those people, but just silence.
It was a tough time for everybody. It's like 75 guys I know, you know, that were gone. You know, so that was tough. You know, some guys I knew, you know, real well, good friends, best friends, guys that I had worked with for years, you know, guys that I knew just socially and stuff, you know. I was in Proby school with them, you know. Just met them at different things, you know. Just amazing. Because all of those guys, we're not going to forget them, and they're still with us because all of those guys like to come to the parade anyway. So that's all my way of saying, you know, you guys are all still with us, you know. So it's good.
This is Cactus 1539. Hit birds. We've lost thrust on both engines.
Cactus 1529, turn right 280. You can land runway 1 at Teterboro.
We can't do it.
Okay, which runway would you like at Teterboro?
We're going to be in the Hudson.
It's about 3 minutes, and then you hear thump, whoosh, and I immediately go, birds, gotta be birds. When finally the moment came, brace for impact, then it became really, really quiet. You know, I couldn't hear. If people were praying, they were praying to themselves and everything. Before you know it, we've landed, and it's like being in a car crash where you're thrown around forward and back. And as we're going down, you know, I'm thinking, oh my God, you know, is this it? You know, is my life going to be over? It all happened very fast. I mean, we hit, boom, thrown around, and like I said, the woman next to me and they flew. They got out of there so quick. And I'm thinking, need to get out of here. I don't know how much fuel is in this plane. I don't know what's going to happen. Could it explode? Walk out on the wing, and I've got clogs on, dance clogs on, and I thank God they had backs. And I'm going, oh, wow, this water is really cold. I walk out a little more, a little more, a little more. And it's like all of a sudden it hits you. My God, we've just lived through a plane crash.
And they started giving updates about they're receiving numerous calls of the plane down the Hudson. We cruised, you know, the BQE, and I think I made it there in, I think it was about 7 or 8 minutes. It was a pretty good roller coaster ride on the way there. It was, we made some real good time getting there, I'll leave it at that.
And we're just kind of walking out on the wing, and people are coming, and the thing that really struck me is the humanity. Yeah, people are being very thoughtful, very kind, calm. And I hear these men that are comforting this lady who doesn't swim. So they're just saying such nice things. They're saying, don't worry, we're going to be with you. We're going to be here with you. We're going to stay with you. You're going to be okay. And I just thought that was so wonderful. And people are being very nice. And before you know it, you know, a ferry shows up.
It was a very orderly operation. The people, the passengers from the plane were very calm, just sitting there waiting to be rescued. There was no boats trying to, you have a lot of big boats in a small area and an airplane in the water, and very orderly. No boats hitting each other, or because you can have more, you can do damage to each other.
I was just full of compliments. I think they did a really good job.
It's the normal part of working on the water. You never know who's going to need help where, when, or why.
Lo and behold, I see this gentleman in what I thought was a pilot's uniform, and I asked him, "Are you the pilot of this plane?" And he says, "Yes." I says, "Is everybody off the plane?" And he's like, "Yes." He says, "I went through the fuselage personally twice."
All those ferry boat captains and all the other watercraft that were out there did an exemplary job of, you know, number one thing is just get to that plane and get people onto a safe vessel. I saw the plane moving swiftly, but I also saw a Circle Line ferry boat that was coming in towards where we were at, and on that boat was one of the survivors, Jeff Kalage. And the first thing he told me was that I need to find my father, I need to find my father. The minute I heard that this fellow was trying to find his dad, who was also on the plane but couldn't find him, I suspected he may be on the Jersey side, because we saw most of the boats going over there.
I was on the Jersey side already when I found out that the plane went down. The dad was in there and he was bawling. I mean, he was crying because there were so many survivors in this one building, but he just couldn't find his son, so he assumed if he's not in this building, you know,
he didn't make it.
He didn't make it.
Because everyone on that plane did not know that everyone survived, because there was, you know, chaotic scene on the plane, first of all, and people are on different wings, and they went out different exits, and everyone assumed that it's very possible that somebody, you know, went overboard.
I had my cell phone. You needed to call somebody. People called. You needed, you know, because you need to talk to loved ones at the time. You need to let them know you're okay, you know. And so it was important.
It was, I think, a textbook case of how it's done right.
When the chips are down, people bring out something that's so human, you know, human. And that is that better possibility of humans.